So I got to wondering, of course we all know Ratatouille, and of course we all know the whole premise of it is based around a rat. How long could they have, possibly kept that going? I mean, I looked it up. The average lifespan of a rat is, I think it said, 4 years at the most, and I think it said 2 is more normal than that. And I mean, fuck, dude, at the start of the movie, or by the time he gets to the restaurant, he must be a year. He's at least a year old. I would almost venture to say he's older than that. So unless Remy found the fountain of youth, not only is he the first and only great rat chef, he found the fountain of youth so he could just never die and keep his restaurant open forever. Well, welcome back. I know it's been a while. Depression do be like that, though. I'm back. As you can see with my adornments, there's at least been some sunlight in my life, and that's the New York Giants right now, who have been absolutely cooking beyond anybody's beliefs. I got my DJ jersey. I think I got that in his rookie or sophomore year. That's a real jersey, and then I got a Landon Collins jersey. Thank God he's back on the team, because I got that the year before he left. And I felt so bad. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. That one's not real. I'll tell you, maybe someday I'll tell you a story about how I got a bunch of the jerseys I own, but we'll save that. So the thing I want to talk about today is sports media as a whole and just the general coverage of this corner of media. Now, obviously, this isn't just one show. This isn't just one YouTube channel. I got a burp. This isn't just one show. This isn't just one YouTube channel. This isn't just one sport. This is the entire mass body of entertainment that not only derives from the sport itself, but the entertainment that then derives from a whole bunch of people getting up and flapping their gums about it all day. Now, the issue that I currently have, and I hate to even bring it up, but it came to mind because of the Kyrie Irving situation. Now, I'm not talking about that today. I don't have anywhere near enough information to make an appropriate and accurate statement about that. And on top of that, there's nothing I could say about the situation that hasn't been said probably hundreds, if not thousands of times already. And that is exactly the issue I'm pointing to, is this repetition, this unoriginality. It's dude, how long ago did he make the tweet? It's been at least 2 weeks. It feels like it's been months. I've had so many freaking stories about the damn thing shoved down my throat. I would have felt like I was living through a decade of it. This was the Hindenburg crash of our time. But no, it's this freaking rat race to try to gain the most clicks and to be the most, I don't even know. At this point, with the situation so hot and it's not, we're past the inflammatory part, we have a whole fire going. What are you trying to do by covering the situation? Now, it's one thing if, you're an employee and you're the presenter of this, whether it's ESPN or CBS Sports or Fox Sports or anything, any individual league coverage, if you're simply filling your role and doing your job, that's one thing. What kills me is almost more so in the content creation, and also with these execs and whoever is, whether it's writers, producers, directors, executives, whoever is behind the scenes with this, we need to talk about Kyrie again today. It's day 23, going on day 23 of talking about Kyrie Irving. It's dude, this is so out of hand. I'm so sick and tired of it. When I was trying, I wanted to make a video today, and I was looking, and I was desperately trying to find some, at least somewhat interesting story to talk about. And Oh my gosh. It's just all the same. If it's not talking about Kyrie, it'll be talking about, apparently this is the umpteenth anniversary of the Montreal Screwjob, which is an infinitely more interesting event, in my opinion, than what we're talking about, every freaking day, it seems like. But it's just like, and it's, it's our fault. As consumers, it's partly our fault, because we're the ones who get on Twitter every day. We're the ones that get on whatever, turn the TV on, and we throw Undisputed on. We throw, we load up the timeline and see a million tweets and start interacting with people and get into arguments about shit that most of us don't even have the slightest idea what we're talking about. But we live in a world where everybody is so demanded to have an opinion that it's almost like it's more unacceptable to not have an opinion than it is to like have a wrong or inappropriate opinion. And that's ridiculous. I think there's a lot of people who have been disinterested in this like hyper divisive society that we've seemed to grown into in the past few years, and they're just like, dude, why can't I just like not have an opinion and not care? Because that's what we're supposed to do. You think before, even 50 years ago, you think people stayed up at night thinking, oh my gosh, I want to go to bed, but I'm in this argument with this guy, and it's about this other guy neither of us know, about a group of people that neither of us is a part of, about things that we have nothing to do with. Why do we have to care about it? But we buy into it because, like I said, it just gets shoved down our throat over and over and over again. So it gets to the point where if you're a fan of sports, if you're a content producer and your job is to look through everything, figure out what you're going to talk about, what you want to read, because of just the oversaturation of stories all about the same thing right now, you're going to get to a point where you're going to either not read anything and just essentially have an activity you enjoy removed from you for an undetermined amount of time until we want to shut the hell up about all this. Or you're going to have to at least get like somewhat into it, and you're going to, read a few articles from the people you like, and then, you're going to see the comments underneath, and it's going to just circle. And then we're all just, and then it just repeats the vicious cycle. You get in arguments online, and then that's clearly what drives the clicks. So the frickin' whatever company, ESPN, whoever, is like, let's get Steven out there. Let's get him talking about the Kyrie situation 24/7 anytime he's on. Let's make sure he doesn't go a minute without mentioning his name. And beyond guys like, beyond the guys who, have their own show, like, that are separate from the games themselves, we have, your in-game commentators, and you have, like, your halftime commentators and people like that. And they, more so than anybody, are probably the biggest, what's the word I'm looking for? Biggest perpetrator of this frickin' reactionary, like, no research, just completely emotional response media. A lot of people are freaking jumping down Shaq's throat because he literally called Kyrie Irving an idiot on live national syndicated television. It's at the same time, he's expected to go up there, and he's expected to represent the company, and he's expected to do this, and that. And as much as I'm sure, I'm not saying anybody put words in his mouth. I'm sure Shaq has a certain way he thinks athletes should act. I mean, I know he does. And it's one of those things that he's going to jump on anybody who he doesn't feel like is filling that role, stepping in line. But they just make themselves look like jackasses. I'm not here to say Shaq was wrong for what he said, Kyrie's wrong for what he said. I truthfully don't care. Like, it's one of those situations where if I'm not gonna go out of my way to read this book. I'm not gonna watch this documentary or whatever. And I guarantee 90% of the people who are talking about the subject matter didn't either. It's just mind-boggling. And it's just so frustrating that, again, continually, we have this shoved in our face every day. You know, there's no new news about sports right now. It's just that. And lately, if they haven't been talking about Kyrie, they've been talking about Brittany Griner. What a fucking awful situation. That is a disgusting abuse of power by the Russian government. And it kills me because it's one of those things that I see people saying, like, you'll see people saying comments like, oh, she broke a Russian law, like she should have known when she went to Russia she couldn't have this marijuana concentrate. And it's like, dude, you're an American. We have more people locked up on non-violent drug possession than probably the entire history of the world combined has less people incarcerated for non-violent drug crimes than the US currently has in prison right now. And that just makes me think of the other point people really want to make in this whole Kyrie situation. And this is a point I'm willing to make here. People want to say, oh, where's the hate for Amazon? Why doesn't Amazon get flack for having that shit up there? Bro, who do you think you're talking to? I haven't bought a package from Amazon in like 4 or 5 years. Whenever that fucker, as soon as he got even close to being the richest man in the world, started talking about his little going to the moon and shit like that, I was done. Now, I understand. It's pretty, if you don't live around brick and mortar or anything like that, it can be pretty difficult to get shit. But I guarantee you can still get it done. There's no reason why you need 15 Prime packages showing up to your house every month. It's ridiculous, and if you want to be real about it, be about it. But until then, I don't want to hear about it. Wow, that was a fast 15 minutes. I've been fucking going on here. I'll wrap this up by saying, if you watching this, if you have a blog, dude, if you're watching this and you have a social media page, do me a favor, don't interact with all this shit unless you're an expert on it or a whole bunch of new information comes out or anything like that. Despite what we have been taught, it's not our job to react to literally every single thing that happens and be constantly switched on about it 24/7. It's one of the biggest issues about social media and how our just general media is structured nowadays, is that everything has to be responded to and you can't forget about it until it has been absolutely crushed into the dirt. Ooh, alright, that was some good energy for the day. That's probably the most in it freaking exhilarated I've gotten during one of these videos since I started doing it. It's probably because right before I started, YouTube recommended me a video called Ocean Man, but it never starts. And it was just like this drum riff going over and over and over. And it was, it made me feel like I wanted to just go through a wall. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had a good time today. I hope you take my advice, because I'm sure it's going to save you a lot of stress if you stop interacting with all that stuff. I know it makes me feel better when I leave it the hell alone and I just stick to my own shit. If you have any thoughts of what I said today, go ahead and leave me a comment down below. I really appreciate it. Any likes on the videos are appreciated as well. And don't forget to subscribe if you thought this was good and you want to come back for some more. My name is Zachary Taylor. Thank you for your time today.